You can also listen to us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/The Clock Cleaners.
Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we're recapping Raw from June 19th.
Yes. So, I thought this was a good episode of Raw.
I thought the beginning wasn't very good, but like later on it got better.
I would say from where I actually started watching it, which was like the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Just because it felt like it started off very slow.
It kind of was like, oh great, here we go. We're gonna get the same old thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but so it did develop into a more fleshed out show.
Yeah,
that and the fact that there was no women's segment until like 10:45.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that was definitely weird.
But yeah, we were told that this week Roman would make his SummerSlam announcement.
Yeah, whatever.
So that is how the show opened. He came out and basically said that he was the number one contender. And
yeah, that was
he
funny.
will face the winner of Joe and Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. And then he kind of ran down Joe, said he was just a guy named Joe. That was it. And then I think Joe came out, and they had words and so on.
And then I guess that's when they came up with the match for later on in the night.
Yeah. This, I honestly wasn't paying too much attention to this.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, Roman lost or didn't win the match that Joe won at Extreme Rules, and now all of a sudden he just decides that he...
And he was running down. He said that no one can beat him one-on-one, and he, threw Strowman's name in there and
put
his
Strowman
buddy
beat him at Payback.
Seth Rollins, and
Rollins has beat him. So
yeah, but
all the people who have beaten him,
this is his thing.
I think that Bray would have been someone who he could say has never beaten him one-on-one. That wouldn't surprise me.
There's a long list of people that
Bray hasn't beaten.
Yes,
yeah, it's true. Anyway, up next was a tag team division match with the Hardys versus Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah. Didn't see much of this match either.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
There was pretty much the Gallows and Anderson beat up on Jeff and Matt at the beginning. Eventually, they hit a boot of doom. Matt kicks out.
Right, I did see that.
Matt hits Matt tags Jeff in, hits a twist of fate,
and then Jeff hit the swanton for the win.
That was the end. That was the end.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't a particularly interesting match, and didn't really mean anything.
No,
I think if anything, it was just meant to
put the Hardys on Raw.
Yeah, and make them look good. So whatever.
Yep. We got another Goldust promo. So apparently we're gonna get the blow-off match, I guess, from their...
There's no blow-off match. It's literally just a match.
Well, they've had promos leading up to it.
Assuming that it's actually a match.
It's true.
Because all he said was that it was going to be the debut of the Shattered Truth. That could mean anything.
That is true, but
it could be
wrestling, so I would guess it would be a match.
He comes to the ring, and there's just a picture of like glass... or a glass picture frame of R-Truth like that he just puts up on the thing. It could mean anything.
It's true.
Or it could mean just another one of these promos, and it just keeps on going. Anything's possible.
Yeah. They've been doing this, 3 weeks at least?
It's been longer than that,
yeah.
I think
before Extreme Rules.
Yeah, because we thought that this might be a match that was going to...
on the pre-show.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, maybe it was maybe it was a month ago.
Yeah.
So
still, that's a long time for them just to be going back and forth
with short segments. Yeah.
They could have even just threw him in a tag match with another two people that are feuding.
They could have been with Dean and The Miz.
It's true.
That would have been funny.
Dean and Goldust.
Yeah.
I mean, Dean and R-Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a more appropriate team.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Miz and the Goldust would be pretty good. That would be good. Yeah.
See,
it's true.
Thinking.
Yep. Don't worry, there's still time.
It's true. So up next was Elias Sampson in the ring playing his guitar.
Yep. I guess everybody's gone on about his guitar being out of tune. So this week he decided that he needed to tune it.
It took him a while.
It did.
if you guys don't stop booing, I'm not going to be able to tune my guitar, and that means I can't leave. I'll stay here as long as I have to.
Yep. And then Finn comes out. I was like, oh, are they going to wrestle? And then just Samson just gets out of the ring, walks away,
he runs away like a little girl.
And we got Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the more aggressive Bo Dallas.
Yes. Almost the broken Bo Dallas.
Also the hairier Bo Dallas.
Yeah. He's growing in his beard.
Yeah. So
he was his brother.
I was going to say he's getting ready to join the family.
Yeah.
But, yeah, surprisingly, Bo actually had some offense.
He did. He was beating him up outside the ring.
Mm-hmm. He started off strong, and then Finn kind of just turned it around and did his, was it the slingshot drop kick to the...
Coup de grace.
No. No, it's the sling blade to the slingshot drop kick to the coup de grace.
I got you.
That's what it was. So, yet another Raw superstar / tag team that has the same exact ending to pretty much all of their matches.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah. And then Graves got up from his announce table and walked to the back, right?
Yeah, they were like recapping the match, and they were showing the commentary team, and then Graves was playing on his phone, and he gets up and just walks away.
Yep.
So
pretty standard for him nowadays.
Well, he's very interested in things that aren't commentary.
Yep.
So
yeah, that was then we got the WWE 2K18 trailer.
What did you think?
It was all right. Did you watch the WTF moments?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Ross burning everything, or you talking about how Rollins isn't, or they were supposed to be for Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Well, Randy Orton's on SmackDown. You can't have someone on SmackDown be the cover of a...
Yeah, it's true, but it makes sense. Like, I was just like, oh, this is a weird trailer.
Well, I didn't really look too much into it. Like, I get the Legend Killer stealing thing. So... But at the same time, it kind of seemed appropriate for Rollins, more or less.
I guess, but
Well, his character now, more so than his character before. Like, they made it seem like he was always, like, a lone wolf.
But had Baron Corbin.
He obviously wasn't.
No.
But now more so he is.
Yeah.
So, and like, it was funny, I was watching it, and, like, he was obviously wearing a hood the whole time. And then I'm like, yeah, it's definitely Rollins.
Yeah.
You could tell it was him.
I mean, I knew previously that.
I didn't know, but okay. I could.
Fair enough.
It was easy to figure out.
Yeah. It was all over Twitter and stuff like that.
So they announced that Seth Rollins will be the cover of 2K18, which honestly I'm a little surprised about.
Why is that?
A, he got it before Roman did.
People just wouldn't buy the game because
that's
Roman
not
was
true.
on the cover.
That is not true. That's
they download it.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, here's the thing: if you download it, guess what pops up when the cover art?
I know.
So
I didn't downloaded.
I know. I'm just
17.
I'm just saying, no matter what, you got to look at it.
I know. It was a joke.
So your jokes. So, like I said, I'm a little surprised he had it before Roman, just because they love Roman.
Yeah, but I don't know. They've kind of made Seth to be the go-to face on Raw, kind of.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It's irrelevant.
Part-timer was on the cover last year, so.
No, actually. Well, yeah, because it was Lesnar. Yeah. And Goldberg was the DLC guy. The exclusive.
That's how their whole feud came to be.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping this game comes with, like, extra stuff.
Yeah.
17 was terrible just off of the fact that there was nothing besides a story mode.
Yeah, and you can only use your creative character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's garbage.
Yep. Yeah, and the WWE, where you just play the shows.
The universe mode,
right? Yeah. It was all right.
It's just, you need to have the time to sit and play through it. Because otherwise, if you're just doing like a couple at a time, it's just like you're wasting your time. You could just be making regular matches.
Right. Yeah.
The 2K showcase from 2K15 was probably the best wrestling stuff I've seen.
I remember you telling me about that.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
So hopefully they bring something like that back. Even the Austin one wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The one from 2K16.
Yeah.
It was cool. It wasn't as good as 15 because it was one long story as opposed to several shorter stories.
Right.
But
all right. Anyway, getting back to it.
Yeah.
Kurt brought Cass and Enzo into his office, or I guess
something like that. He was just sitting backstage.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And he was really harping on why Enzo tweeted out Conor McGregor, which was pretty funny. Which I think I told you about that. Right?
I had heard about it.
Oh, okay. But
where he said he tweeted him. What?
I was gonna say he basically said that if Mayweather didn't knock him out, that he was going to.
Yeah, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Which actually plays a lot into something that goes on later on.
Yeah, that is true.
So what was it that Enzo tells Kurt that he thinks the Revival is behind the attacks,
and then Cass
says he thinks it's the Big Show.
Yep.
So we're still not sure, but I think earlier or right after this, they said that Kurt Angle is going to announce his findings.
Yeah.
Later on,
which turned out to be the main event.
Yeah, that was weird.
A little bit.
It's like it's been a while since there's been a non-match main event on Raw. So
yeah,
but different things are nice.
It's true.
So up next, Rollins comes out to the ring to talk about 2K18.
He deserves it.
Yeah. And he was saying how much the fans were behind him and helped him get to where he is and everything.
Yes.
And then Wyatt ends up on the screen.
I'm glad they kept this segment pretty short.
It wasn't that short.
Well, I mean the interaction between the two of them.
Oh, okay.
After it. Well, that's because there was a blood shed.
Yeah, whatever was going on.
Rollins got 3 stitches, I believe, to the
really?
face. Yep. But I'm guessing he caught one of Bray's teeth or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
I don't know. We were trying to figure that out last night.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Bray comes out on the screen, talks, and then he cuts away. Or I should say they have a back and forth. And then he cuts away, and then I'm like, okay, thank God it's over. Yep. But nope, the lights dim. He comes out. And then he comes out with his lantern. And then as he gets towards the ring, the lights come back on. You see Rollins standing on the top turnbuckle, and he jumps onto.
Yeah. I'm guessing, I don't know if he caught him by surprise or like he just wasn't ready for it.
He's going,
yeah. I don't know. It just looked very odd. And then all of a sudden the camera turns to Rollins back up the ramp, and his face has got blood all over it, and then back to Wyatt, and there's blood all in his beard. And I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Either that or they're blading.
Yeah, well, obviously. But why? That was more or less.
It's a good question.
Yeah. They did replay it a bunch of times.
Yeah, but there was no clear.
No.
Like, you could not tell from that footage what happened. Anyway, so they go to a backstage interview of Finn Balor asking what's next for him. And he says, obviously, I want my Universal Championship.
Yes.
And then he
commented on Joe and Joe and Roman.
Yeah, because
Joe
he knows. Yes, Joe and Joe. It's because Finn. No one knows Joe like Finn does.
Right. After their NXT feud.
Yeah, and then he gets attacked from behind by Elias Sampson.
Yes, fantastic. They're really booking up strong.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, hey,
it's confusing.
That's fantastic.
I know you like it, but I just don't understand it.
I'm not meant to understand it. There's just some things in life you're not meant to understand.
I guess that's true.
It's very true. But yeah, I mean, I can't see Samson going over Finn.
Oh, absolutely not. No,
but
no.
It's
something, If they're really letting Finn just wander around aimlessly, I guess he needs to be doing something. So it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they just don't have anybody for him right now.
Well, I think that
main story, top.
I think the Bray Wyatt thing kind of just fell through for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like, oh, we gotta. I think originally they never intended on Joe winning the number 1 contendership.
Yeah.
So they probably thought Finn or Seth were gonna win it. So that's why Finn's kind of like lost in
it's possible
limbo right now.
Yeah.
But
oh well. Whatever. Up next we had a cruiserweight match, the only cruiserweight segment from the night. with a rematch from 205 Live last week.
Yeah,
it was
I don't
TJP
understand why they
versus
do
Tozawa.
that.
I don't know, but this was a good match.
Well, yeah,
but I mean,
good.
wouldn't you rather have them have one long match rather than
2 short ones?
Yeah.
Well, it was not even like the 205 Live one was short, but
no, but this one wasn't that short either. They probably gave him close to 10 minutes.
But I think it's because it was the only.
Right, but it was a good match. You intertwine Titus.
Yeah, like I said, I like that they're doing that.
Neville came out and sat with his chair like 10 feet away from the commentators.
He's done that before.
Angrily.
Yeah, it's funny. Because they were saying how they weren't expecting him, but there's obviously clearly a chair sitting right there.
Oh, yeah,
next to Booker T.
I didn't come to talk to you, Michael.
Yeah. He's an angry little man.
He is. Well, yes. So after a good match, Tozawa ends up winning with the senton from the top rope.
Yeah. It's funny that that's a move that like he uses to finish people when it's not like a finisher from anybody else who uses sentons.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
a swanton bomb is just a flip onto somebody. You're only landing on the back of your neck.
It's true, but it seems more impressive.
I guess. He gets up there pretty high, though.
Exactly. It's the gravity.
So, yeah, after the match, I guess, did Neville grab the microphone and started saying stuff? Or did Titus grab the microphone?
Yeah, he said
that, this is your future NXT tour.
Yes.
Cruiserweight champion. Which then Neville grabs the mic and they kind of have a back and forth. So, good things.
It's true.
It's
progress.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So up next, there was R-Truth's response to Goldust. I think what they do is they're like, okay, we got to do this. Let's come up with the list of movie references that we want to use, and then just try to work around it.
Pretty much.
So. But yeah, that's basically how those things go.
So we have a backstage segment with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Yeah, he's trying to console him after his loss.
Was he rubbing his shoulders?
I think so.
Yeah. He was basically crying.
Mm-hmm. He was very upset.
Yeah. So then the Miz, I guess, called them out for being weak, which isn't a surprise.
It's like, I saw you in the Marine 5.
Yeah, that's right. I did not see the Marine 5.
Not many people did.
I don't think so. Straight to DVD.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Miz is basically looking for them to join his entourage, and that was pretty much the segment.
It's true. Yeah. And then then he just walks away.
We had a backstage interview with Joe, basically saying he's ready for Roman. I don't know why it's needed, but hey, whatever.
It's killing time.
That's true.
That's how this works.
Yeah, but could have actually had a real woman segment instead of the.
Shh! Don't say things like that.
The shit show.
You're gonna make Vince cry.
Bring out the women.
So now, after the short interview, we have the actual match, which
was a very good match, I thought,
and very surprising that this wasn't the main event.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't really pay attention to many Roman matches.
Sure.
So I actually sat there and watched this match, and they really told a good story in the ring.
Yeah.
I thought this was one of Reigns' better matches.
Well, it made it look like there was real struggle going on.
Right.
Because Joe was actually on Reigns' level.
Mm-hmm. And they were kind of telling the story that, all right, if this guy hits his finishing move on me, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Which, yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be Joe's big thing is the Kukina clutch for,
right,
at the very least until his match.
But he beat him last time with the what?
It's the
Uranagi.
Yeah, Uranagi.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think now that he started the thing with Heyman, especially that's going to be the big thing.
Right.
It's like that's going to be his devastating thing.
Mm-hmm. So I think during the middle of the match, Roman hits a spear and then goes for the pin, and Joe sticks his leg out and puts it on the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
That was, and then I think there was a little back and forth, and all of a sudden you hear,
oh yeah,
beep, beep.
Yeah, because I think Roman had just hit him with the Superman punch, and he was waiting to hit the spear.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes.
And then I heard the beeping, and he wasn't acknowledging it for a little bit.
It just kept going.
So I'm like, is this like an audio error?
Dun.
Yeah. And then, like you said, the ambulance was showing up on the screen.
I'm pretty sure we all knew it was happening next.
Well, yeah, it was pretty obvious. Yeah. So, after a little bit, you just see Braun Strowman bursting out of the back of the ambulance.
I was really hoping he opened and said, "Oh, I'm not finished with you yet." Then you just see him start coming to the ring. But he got a good reaction showing back up.
Well, yeah, everyone.
It looks like he lost some weight too.
It's possible, but he's never really that big to begin with.
No,
I think it's probably one of those he looked like or you remember him looking bigger than he is, kind of
possible.
Thing. But yeah, while Roman is distracted by this ridiculousness, Joe comes from behind and hits him in the coquina clutch. Yeah. Roman passes out.
Yeah, he was able to struggle a little bit, get out and then.
It was funny because Roman actively got out of the hold.
And then just laid there.
Yeah, then he needed to pretend because he didn't do it on purpose. He was pretending to struggle, and I guess he's a lot bigger than Joe's normal opponents are.
Probably.
So he had to actually just stop moving in order to make it look like Joe wasn't having trouble getting the move locked in.
Yeah.
And then...
Reigns passed out.
Yeah.
That was... end of the match.
And then Strowman comes out, hits him with the double...
No, the backwards choke slam, I guess,
right? Yeah, it's like he picks him up with both hands and just drops him onto the ground.
Yeah.
And then he challenges him to an ambulance match.
The Great Balls of Fire.
Yes, finally an ambulance match.
Yeah,
it should have happened 2 months ago.
It should have, but whatever. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So
they put on a decent match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it's going to be good.
They're on the same level, so it's like this where it's not like, oh, great, here we go.
The Roman and Strowman thing's been pretty good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So you think there's going to be a stipulation to this match?
The winner faces the winner, yes. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But you know what that means?
Or we get a fatal four-way.
No. It means that Roman's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
So, granted.
Yeah, but...
although there was rumors that Lesnar was going to face Strowman at SummerSlam. So, you never know.
It's possible.
It would be good to see Strowman go over Reigns on the ambulance match.
Yeah, it's an ambulance match. It's not like it's...
a regular match.
Which still... I think
there could be shenanigans.
It's always shenanigans. Yeah, because I think they were talking about Lesnar and Roman for WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, that's the rumor, which is honestly very likely.
Yeah.
Seeing as...
whatever, I'm fine with that. I'd rather see that than,
It's more of how they build it.
Goldberg.
It's more of how they build it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to get behind stuff that Heyman's doing nowadays. It's just not as good as it used to be.
Well, he's only there part of the time, too.
But I'm just saying, his stuff with Goldberg wasn't very interesting. For me,
that was that was for the casual fan.
Yeah, I know. I
don't think we're the casual fans.
It's true because because the way they build it up is the way a traditional wrestling thing is built up.
Right.
Whereas nowadays it's more of instead of straight talking, it's more things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the traditional stuff just isn't as exciting as it used to be for.
Nah. Nope.
For us peoples.
Well, there's only so much you can do,
It's true. All right. So up next is Miz TV.
I thought this was a pretty good segment.
Mm-hmm. The Miz tries to apologize to Maurice for his misdoings.
Yeah, he's got two bears in the ring.
Yeah.
And the giant present.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, with them holding signs that say "I'm sorry," right, and something else.
Yeah. He repaired the grandfather clock watching YouTube videos.
Yes, it's got duct tape and glue and all types of other stuff.
Yeah, and then I guess Maurice was starting to forgive him, and then
I think she was about to kiss him, right? And then Ambrose came out,
and then I guess she was holding champagne.
Yeah,
and Dean comes towards the Miz. Miz. No, he actively grabs Maurice and pushes her in front of her.
Right. Yes.
Like he always does. And then Dean bumps into her, spills champagne all over her.
Yes.
She's pissed now. I think she slaps the Miz, and then she storms off.
Yeah.
And then
that's right. Oh, and then Dean goes right. Dean Dean give him the dirty deeds?
Oh, yeah, he goes to do it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I thought he did hit it.
No, he does hit it eventually, but
Oh,
at first
okay.
he went to hit it.
Right.
And then The Miz ran away, and then he caught him, hit him, and
hit him
then
with
The
it.
Miz rolled out.
Yep.
And
then
that's when the Bears
started.
attacked.
Yeah. So, and, they beat up Dean and removed their heads, and it is Bo Dallas and
Curtis Axel.
Yes.
Yeah, so The Miz actually ended a segment on top.
Yes, and I am perfectly fine with this because it gives guys that weren't on TV a chance to be on TV.
It's true.
And The Miz's character is perfect for kind of having security, minions whatever you want to. Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad.
Oh, this is very appropriate.
Yes.
It could lead to an eventual like kind of team up.
Yeah. So you want to hear something really stupid
What?
that I read?
What?
Apparently, the whole reason that they're splitting The Miz and Maurice up is because they're too similar to Mike and Maria.
So, instead of doing the smart thing and have them face each other, they did the stupid thing and took people that
Already established people.
yeah. And so they're splitting up a good pair to push a pair that there's a very good chance no one would like.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I read. I mean, I think
That's all right
I think Meltzer
because
posted it.
all that because the fact of the matter is what's going to happen is they're going to have 2 segments on SmackDown.
Right.
And everyone's going to boo them. And they're not going to get the kind of heat that they want. They're going to like, oh, this isn't working.
We'll send them to NXT where they should have started.
Yeah, and then The Miz and Maurice will get back together, and everything will be how it should be.
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, I would be fine if, in the future, like you said, we had a mixed tag match between them.
That would make sense.
It's true.
Like
they're on separate shows. There's no reason why they can't have
it's
similar
so
couples.
dumb. I figured the reason why they did it was because it was working between The Miz and Maurice.
I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
So up next, this is odd. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews versus
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah.
So I guess Titus and Apollo are faces?
Yeah.
And I guess with Tozawa, they're faces too? Because
there's a chance that this was like a subtle face turn.
I guess.
Because now Titus really isn't doing so much
heelish things?
Yeah, he's just trying to be proactive and trying to get into other markets.
The thing that made sense for the Titus brand rather than, him being a shady businessman.
It's so weird.
I don't know. I love it, so.
Or it's just a heel versus heel match that you don't really...
I guess it didn't matter because they weren't winning.
Yeah. So it's just really funny.
I mean, they did have a good amount of offense in this match.
Yeah. Well, Apollo, generally speaking, is like in control until the end of the match.
Well, no, Apollo was getting his ass kicked, and then he made the hot tag to Titus.
But I'm just talking about like in normally in his singles matches.
I gotcha.
Like anytime he fought Kalisto,
yeah,
it's the end of the match where he loses or where he slips.
Right.
But it's definitely weird seeing Titus O'Neil wrestle.
Oh, speaking of Kalisto,
sure.
On main event, he beat Rhino.
All right.
Apparently, they're going to break up Heath Slater and Rhino. I heard that too.
Who cares?
Why
are they decimating the tag team division?
Good question.
There's no one left. There's 3 teams.
Good question. Don't spoil it.
And unless of course you're counting Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews as a tag team in the division.
The first time they've teamed up, or is?
I know. I'm just saying.
Is this? It is,
I think
right?
so.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was surprised that they were wrestling together.
Yeah. For like, oh crap, we don't have anybody to put together.
And the best part, this was towards the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. I was like, wait, is this going to be the main event?
Yeah, obviously. All right. So.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Sheamus beats Apollo with white noise.
No, it was the top rope white noise.
Okay.
That's a pretty cool move.
Yeah.
Where the 2 of them work together and.
Oh, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are the bar.
They are.
That's such a dumb saying.
I think one of them posted on Twitter, and they just posted a picture of a bar.
Yeah, I think yeah. Whatever.
And then we got probably the worst segment of the night. All right.
I guess so.
It was just...
It was very busy.
Yeah.
This is another example of them trying to imitate SmackDown, where they're trying to get all the women on at once.
Yeah.
But the difference is there's like 6 women on SmackDown, and there's, I think, 8 of them here.
There's 8 on Raw.
No, there's 7.
Is there 7?
Yeah, it was an odd number of people. There is 8, but Alicia Fox wasn't there. So.
Right. But yeah, I guess we had Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax, which is a match we've never seen before.
And there was no like announcement earlier in the show, like this match is coming up. It just happened.
Sasha just came out. It was after a commercial break. And then we had Alexa Bliss on commentary.
Yes.
And I guess the match was going for a little while, right? And then,
not very long, but
and then everybody basically came out one by one.
Yeah, well, first Emma came out behind Alexa. She was pissed off because Emma went to tag in Alexa, but she ditched her.
Yeah.
And then Emma, the two of them run to the ring, and then
she stood behind Nia, right?
Yeah, Alexa
said,
hid behind
and then
Nia.
Nia grabs her and kind of puts her in front of her to let Emma hit her, and then Emma goes to hit her, and she moves out of the way, and she hits Nia, and then all hell breaks
and
loose.
Then Sasha ends up getting hurt or getting attacked, and then Mickey and Dana come down, and the heels are still in control.
Yeah.
Which is obvious.
Yeah. And then Bayley comes down. And then the faces overcome the heels.
Yes, and then Bayley's music plays. And that was it.
I mean, at least it was a positive for Bayley.
It's true, considering how they've been burying her the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we didn't get a weird segment again, either.
Oh, you mean
with
like the...
Bayley with the Corey Graves thing.
Yeah.
Because I told you about that, right?
What?
I think there was talk that Bayley was going to have some sort of relationship angle with Corey.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I read something.
That sounds terrible.
I know.
Anyway.
So up next, our main event.
Yeah.
We are going to find out who was the attacker behind Enzo and Cass, or attackers.
Yeah. Well, whoever, or whatever it ends up being. So Angle comes out, and then Enzo and Cass come out.
And they do their whole shtick.
Yes. And then Angle says, we're going to call out all the suspects.
Yes.
So first they call out the Revival, and then they call out the Big Show.
And they got no reaction.
Yeah, top guys, after all.
Still got to figure out what top guy things are. If they weren't beating them up, what were they doing? Want to know. You should get the fashion police on this case.
It's such a good answer, though. Top guy things. All right, so first, Angle says that the Revival have an alibi.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
No, well, they went to the big... Didn't you go to the Big Show first?
Oh,
yeah.
The Big Show was disappointed in Kurt because they go way back.
Right.
And he said that, I'm not putting up with this. And then he
basically
just
saying, if
off.
I was going to hit you from behind, you would have seen me do it.
Well, no, it's I wouldn't hit you from behind. I'd hit you from the front, and you'd see me do it. Yeah.
Can't see him from behind.
It's true.
Okay.
Anyway, and then the Revival are reprieved of guilt.
Yes.
Because top guy things apparently doesn't mean beating up people.
Yeah. They said, for once, we're innocent. Yes, that's our alibi, top guy things.
So then, it's just, and then after that, it's like, oh, we have no suspects anymore.
And Corey takes the microphone and goes,
hold on a second, Kurt.
Yeah. I found security footage from, 2 weeks ago, was it?
I believe so.
Was it last week?
That was probably 2 weeks ago.
Is it?
It might have been last week. I don't remember.
I don't know.
They had a date on there.
Yeah. Well,
no, it had to be last week. I think it was 6/12.
That was when they fought Gallows and Anderson.
Yes, and he was underneath the pile of crap.
Yeah, so basically, Cass staged his whole attack.
He did push-ups first, though.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw.
Very lightly moved things on the ground. And Cass is the attacker. He kind of goes on to say, this was really good by both of them.
Yes. Well, it looked like Enzo was going to cry the whole time.
He shed one tear.
Oh, okay.
He shed a single tear.
Sure. Just his eyes were really
There was somebody that posted a meme on Facebook that said, you can literally see the moment when Enzo's heart breaks, like from The Simpsons when Lisa breaks Ralph's heart. Yeah. So basically, Cass was saying that Enzo was the one that held him back.
Yeah.
He's like, hell, you even tweeted out Conor McGregor, said you'd knock him out. All the times it was Cass always coming in for the save. He always cashing checks that his ass that he can't cash.
Writing checks that his ass can't cash.
There you go.
And then he said that Enzo's the reason why they never won a championship in WWE. And that...
it's not lying.
It's true.
The same crap happened in NXT where Enzo would get worked over and then Cass would come in for the save.
Yep.
So where do we go from here?
Well, I was honestly expecting them to announce a match for Great Balls of Fire between the two of them. But there's no reason to have a match between the two of them because the idea is that Cass is just going to squash him.
Right, so obviously, yeah.
There's no point in showing that if you don't want to
do it. There's no point in a match.
Yeah.
These two.
So if you split them up, and this is what I was referring to, like the decimation of the tag team division. I know you know that, but it just... It doesn't make any sense because now there's the Hardys, Sheamus and Cesaro, and
Gallows and Anderson,
and the Revival. So that's three.
If cleared to wrestle. I think they got a couple, maybe a week or so left. I don't know. They were out there in their gear.
Yeah. Well, the last time was it Scott?
Yeah.
Dawson was. Yeah. He had his mouth still wired shut.
That's Wilder. Yeah.
Whoever it was had his mouth wired shut still, and now it wasn't. So
I guess he didn't say anything. Oh, did they both?
They both talked.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
So who knows? There's 4 teams now on Raw.
Telling you,
if they break up Heath Slater and Rhino too,
they really should move Enzo to 205. I'm telling you,
not a terrible idea.
He's 206, right? That's what he claims.
I think so.
Probably isn't. But anyway, I feel like he still gets always a huge pop.
It's true.
People will follow him.
Yeah,
you can use him on segments for Raw. And I mean, I would be completely fine with them putting the belt on him, down the line, obviously, because Neville's been fantastic.
Yeah, I think that Neville is going to lose his title to another big person, not necessarily like
Tozawa.
Yeah.
I think Cedric should be the next guy to take it.
But
I don't feel like
Cedric's character work's been pretty bad.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten any reaction,
Yeah,
really.
no one really cares about him.
No. It's funny because he was getting a lot of... But, Yeah.
Tozawa's super over.
Yeah. So who knows?
It's true. But that was Raw.
Yes. So catch us next for our SmackDown review.
If you liked what you saw here, please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.